Welcome to the Rhoda Wilson Show, keeping you informed, entertained and educated. My name is Rhoda Wilson. I'm really excited about this new series because we have interesting and wonderful topics for you, my viewers. Among the topics we have health, we have the environment, we have wealth, and we have arts. As well as we have a new segment in this new series called The Kitchen, and that is telling you all about food and what to cook. So I hope you stay with us and you know, watch this particular program. So let me introduce you to my guest, and before I do, I would like to say that Rose here, having lost 2 members of her family to breast cancer, Rose Thompson joined Europe's leading cancer information charity, Cancerbackup, now called Macmillan Cancer Support. Rose was the charity's first Black and minority, which is BME cancer information specialist. This was a national role, which later contributed a significant number of BME initiatives. Rose, welcome to the Rhoda Wilson Show.
Hi, Rhoda.
Rose.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, you're welcome, Rose. It's often very sad for anyone to lose one member of the family, to actually lose 2. That must have been very devastating for you.
It was, and initially it was my mother, which was about 30 years ago, but my twin sister particularly, because we were so close.
Oh my God, that is very sad, you know?
It was, but at the same time, I come from a family that there's a lot of laughter in my family. And I think one of the reasons we came today was to show people that within cancer, there are positive aspects to it as well. So I think it's really important that we actually deal with those today. I am a radiotherapy radiographer.
Yeah.
That's how I got into being a cancer information specialist.
I was just about to ask you, because that must have given you an advantage as well, because you had this, I suppose you had a medical a background to the kind of the whole process.
Yeah, I think what started it was my sister needed some information about the chemotherapy, and we needed information that was a bit more positive than she had. And so the Cancerbackup drop-in centre actually was above where I worked. It was a place where people could go if they'd been told they had cancer or if they wanted information. I'd never been there. Even though I was a radiotherapy radiographer, I, like a lot of people from the Black community, knew that my mother had been affected, but I didn't know many people who'd had cancer. And there weren't many Black images in the centre either. So you kind of, I think Jill said to me on the way here that you think it's not a Black disease.
Do you know, it's funny you should say that. It's not until recently I started doing this show that I realised that Black people actually has cancer.
Yeah, really. Well, that echoes the thoughts of many people. And going into the centre, I actually looked at the information and thought this would really help the Black community, because I happened to be actually helping some Black organisations at the time to get some funding to do with cancer. So it started from that. And after my sister passed, I just really was tired, I think, like everybody. I think sometimes people think that health professionals aren't affected by cancer, but there are many health professionals affected, and it's always devastating. Because
you become emotionally tied to the person, don't you? You know, whether it's your family or not, you kind of, there's an element of empathy.
Yes.
You know, when you're in that environment and you're listening to people being ill and you think, oh gosh, this is awful. And that actually affects you as well. I mean, tell me, how different is the BME initiative or BME Cancer, I suppose, organization to others that we have?
Well, we actually started an organisation called BME Cancer Communities because we saw that there were many communities who lacked awareness about cancer. And that's because most cancers are found in older people. And when my parents came here, they were in their 20s, all stush, looking really dapper. And so when they came here, they weren't as affected by cancer. It's only just now we're beginning to see that happen, because 65 to 70% of all cancers are in the 65 plus age group. So my father is now 84, but there are lots of more people over the age of 65. So there's a lack of awareness because people lacked experience with it.
But also, it's not just, I mean, when people talk about cancer, they only think about breast cancer, because I know, Jill, you had breast cancer. We're going to talk to you shortly. But Comfort had bowel cancer, and you have other type of cancers as well, because people only know the breast one.
Yeah, there's bowel, there are over 200 types of cancer, all different types, and there are different types of treatment. Even within breast cancer, there are different types of treatment for different types of breast cancers. So I think just talking to one person and another person's experience might not be yours.
Yeah.
So with bowel cancer, for example, not many people talk about that because the bowels are a bit embarrassing. We just did, I support a group in Nottingham as well as the African Caribbean support group at the Wandsworth Paul Doria Cancer Support Centre, which Comfort, you'll be talking to her later. I'm so pleased that these two came today because they are inspiring women. They've been through a lot. Comfort wanted to start a group, so I helped her to start the African Caribbean support group, but I support a group in Nottingham as well. And we did a bowel cancer awareness event yesterday at a Chinese community centre.
Before we talk about it, let's go to Comfort. Comfort, when did you, are you okay? Yes? Good, welcome indeed, Comfort. When did you find out that you had bowel cancer?
This was in November 2005. I had been away on holiday. I was actually teaching at the time, so the summer holidays, I went away with my daughter for about 4 weeks and came back and started the autumn term in October. But when I went back to school, I realized that my bowel movements had changed, become more frequent than normal. So I thought, oh, okay, I'll keep an eye on this. I felt okay in myself. I didn't feel ill at all. So I kept an eye on it, and I thought, because of work restraints, I will wait till the half-term break and then go and see my doctor if it persists. So by the half-term break, it hadn't stopped. So I went to see my GP, and she had a look at me and examined me. And she said, oh, well, she couldn't find anything untoward, but she's going to refer me to a consultant. Okay. So I got the consultant appointment, went and saw him. He gave me another examination and said to me that he had detected something that he thought could be hemorrhoids or something a bit more sinister. I don't like the word, but that's the word they use. Well, so he booked me a colonoscopy appointment, and from the colonoscopy appointment, they discovered that I actually had a cancerous growth in my colon. And yeah, it just snowballed from there to operation, to chemotherapy. And here I am today.
My God, I must say, you look gorgeous. You know, I know this is a serious subject, but sometimes you have to have the lightheartedness as well to the subject. And you look, I tell you, I was like, I know you're going to do it, but gosh, you look good. So tell me, when you went through the treatment and the doctor gave you all clear, what did you do after that? After
I was given the all clear after the chemo, when I actually heard the words, your organs are tumor-free, I heard that word and I was completely elated. I just came home and I was able to phone everybody, give them the good news, because before then it'd been all about, how are you, I'm on chemo, I'm tired. And just to be able to talk to someone who, if I said I was tired, they knew the extent of the tiredness. Because believe me, the tiredness you get from chemotherapy is nothing like, you know, the ordinary everyday tiredness. So I spoke to my GP about it, and she said she knew of a center not too far from where I lived, where I could go and meet other cancer patients, and she gave me the contact details.
And where was this place where other people were?
And the place, it was called, actually, at that time, the Cancer Resource Center in Battersea. It's now changed its name to the Paul Doria Cancer Support Center. So I went there, I registered, and that time going through chemo with the tiredness, I couldn't keep up with any appointments, so I just left it. I thought I couldn't keep, you know, commit myself to any appointment, so I just left it and carried on with my treatment, and the tiredness and the not being able to eat and all the rest of it. And then after my...
What was going through your mind when you were going through this? Were you thinking that, you know, what were you fighting, saying that whatever happened, you're going to make it, you're going to survive this? I mean, what was going through your mind mentally?
Mentally, the first day I heard the word cancer mentioned to me, that was after my colonoscopy examination. I broke down, I cried, my whole world came tumbling down. I couldn't see any light at all at the end of that tunnel. But I had one cancer nurse specialist with me who was absolutely amazing. She went through every single detail of my condition, what treatment was available to me, the operation that I could have, how it's going to be, drew me pictures of of the colon and how it's gonna the operation is gonna be done and everything. And because of my science background, I understood what she was going on about. So that was quite, you know, informative and also a positive note to get at that time. And at that time, she said something to me that has remained with me till today. She said, nowadays, when you get cancer, you don't ask how long you got left to live.
Wow.
You ask what can be done for you, because there's a lot that can be done. And that gave me so much hope that there is something to be done about this condition that I've got. So that is how I received the information, and from then on, I remained positive.
That is good. We'll leave it there as positively as possible because we're going to take a break. And so we're going to take a break, so please do not go away.